Hey everyone, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their daily chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with this channel and support and resistance areas. Now, just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. And I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and you will get 2 free stocks. I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account. You'll get 1 free stock. And just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is November 1st, 2021. It is the start of a new month and a new trading week. You can see here the S&P 500 is green today, up 0.03%. The Dow is also green, up 0.13%, and the NASDAQ is green, also up 0.39%. So a pretty good start to the week. Hopefully everyone has a good week in the market. So let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. Today I'm going to be covering Ocean Power Technologies. I've covered them once before. I will provide a link in the upper right hand corner to that video if you want to go back and check that out to see how I got to where my chart is today. You should be seeing that link right about now, and you could go back and check that video out. But at the time of this recording, Ocean Power Technologies is currently trading at $2.22. It is up 9 cents on the day, which is the equivalent of 4.32%. In the past week, this stock is up 6.32%. In the past month, it is pretty much flat. It's down 0.13%. In the past 3 months, this stock is up 11%. So pretty good past 3 months for this stock. And in the past year, the stock has been doing very well, up 29.79%. So it's been doing good in the past year and in the past 3 months. You could see from the chart we had a very big run up here around the beginning of this year, between January and March here. You had a big spike in the stock, and right before that spike there, you had a steady run up in the stock price. You could see it was almost a perfect incline here. It was like a stair step. You could see it was making higher highs and higher lows. You could see that it was following a nice trend upwards. If I were to draw a trend line right in this area, it was following a perfect trend upwards. And that is what you like to see on a stock chart. Let me just throw a trend line up there so I could show you guys what I'm talking about here. So if I were to draw a trend upwards here, you could see that this stock was just following a nice little trend upwards here, and it was consolidating in the right areas. It was making higher highs, higher lows, and then it was coming down and consolidating along this trend line in these areas, okay? It wasn't leaving behind big gaps. It wasn't just shooting straight up. It was actually, following a nice little trend there. So it eventually reached a pretty big top here in this area here. It did start to gap up and get kind of out of control. It reached a 52-week high of $7.30, and we reached that on January 25th of earlier this year. And we stuck around that area, like I said, from around January to around, the beginning of March. And then the stock started to decline. There was a correction in the NASDAQ earlier this year around that time, starting in the middle of February, and it went on until around May, but even longer for stocks like this, smaller cap stocks, growth stocks, SPACs, higher multiple stocks. they pretty much got consumed by this correction, and you could see the big decline. A lot of these stocks charts look like this, with a huge spike around February and then a big decline right after that. So this stock is no different. You could see, it is still, however, the only thing different about this stock is it's still following a nice uptrend here, okay? But we'll get into that in a minute. Let's go over the support and resistance areas on the chart here. Starting at the top, I have a line at $5.84. That is our first line. That's going to be resistance in the future. We've never been able to close above that area yet. You could see we've been above that area intraday. We have made a high of $7.30, and we've been above there intraday. We've never been able to close above $5.84 on a daily candle. So we need to get back to that area, close a daily candle above $5.84 if we want to move on to see new highs. Okay, now going down our chart here, I have another line at $4.18. That will be resistance in the future if we do make it back up to that area. You could see on the way up here, we did get rejected in that area. Let me zoom in here. On this candle right here, we had a wick that went up to that area, got rejected, and came back down. So when we were coming back down from those all-time highs, we tried to retest that area around $4.18, and we also got rejected again in this area, and that was around March 15th of earlier this year. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that area as we move forward. All right, now going down the chart, we also have resistance at $3.43. You could see on the way up, we had a couple points where we got rejected in that area. Once was around October, once was in November, right here. We also got rejected in December here. And then we had another candle here in January where we also got rejected off of that area. So this is going to be a big area of resistance. Okay, now going on this side of the all-time high on the way down, you could see we also came up to this area in March and got rejected. Okay, and this was, after a bounce, on the way down. Also in July, the beginning of July, we tried to come up here again. Didn't quite make it to that point. And, we got rejected off of that level. So $3.43, around $3.45, that's going to be a big area going forward here. If we, continue on this uptrend, that is what we're going to be looking at as major resistance going forward. Okay, that's going to be a key level on the chart. So we'll make sure you have that marked on your chart if you are charting this out at home. Okay, now going down the chart here, major support came in at $1 and around 82 cents to 83 cents. That is where we finally bottomed out after coming off of our all-time high of $7.30. That is where we finally set up a nice base there, and we finally bottomed out, okay, after that correction that happened. So we set up a nice base, and then we were able to continue our uptrend. So you could see I have a green trend line here, and we've actually been following this uptrend going back to June of last year. So you could see on the chart I have it marked, and let me just try to move this so I could zoom in here. Oh, I can't do that, so I'll have to do this. Okay, so you could see, we've been following this nice little uptrend here since June of last year, but also we also have these lower highs that we've been making. Let me fix my chart here. Okay, so we have these lower highs we've been making here, and you could see we touch off this red trend line 3 times here, and we've also been making some lower lows, as you could see, right into this support. Okay, and this is called a pennant formation. So we're going to have to see this stock make a move outside of this pennant formation, and it's going to be around, it looks like Christmas time. It looks like around either Christmas or around New Year's. So around the 1st of 2022, you could see it's either going to have to break out of this downtrend it's been on and pop above this red trend line, or it's going to have to continue to follow that red trend line and break this uptrend line that it's been on and start falling to the downside, which will likely bring it to the $1.82 base that it made, probably to retest that, or maybe even lower, possibly down to $1.28, where I have my next support line set up if we do break that support there. Okay, so that's my idea on that, as you can see. But I'm expecting, since it is following this uptrend very nicely, I would expect to see this thing pop out of this downtrend here and continue its way upward to test this $3.43 resistance here. Okay, so that's what I would be looking for. But again, we do have, you know, a little bit of time here until this happens. Like I said, we have until like the first of the year or around Christmas time at the earliest here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at our moving averages here and see what we could find out from those. And zooming in, you could see our 200-day is up here at $2.71. The 50-day, we are above that. The dark blue line is our 50-day, and we're above that. We're above our 21-day here in the light blue, so that is a good sign. And we're also above our 8-day, which is in the white. So very good sign there. And, you know, nothing really crazy here with the moving averages. You could see that it looks like that 200-day might come in as resistance. As you could see, it's kind of following that red trend line here as it's sitting at 271. So if we do get close to that, that 200-day might act as resistance. So that'll be first, probably, as we're going to need to get over that 200-day moving average as resistance, and then we'll need to work on that $3.43 resistance. So 200-day moving average will be first to act as resistance. Okay, so we'll need to get over that first. Okay, so we'll switch over to our weekly chart and see what we could find there. And it looks like I gotta fix my chart here. Let me see what I could do. Okay, so I had to fix my chart, and as you could see from the weekly chart, looking at our moving averages, you could see this 21 period moving average. I just want to point this out. The one in the light blue here that I'm highlighting with my cursor, look at that. You could see it's been acting as resistance going back to, it looks like March here. Going back to around the middle of March, once we got below that moving average, we have not gotten above there. We have never been able to close a week above there, except for this one. We closed briefly above there this week. This was in September, but then we promptly fell below there the next week. Okay, but all other weeks did not close above that moving average. So that has been acting as strong resistance since March here. All right, now, so if we're able to get above that moving average, which we are above it right now, you could see this is the weekly candle that we are in right now, and you could see we're touching our trend line right here, the red trend line that we have been stuck under. So if we're able to get above that moving average and close above that moving average this week, if we're able to stay above there, that would provide some much needed momentum and show that, you know, the people are coming back to this stock and people are getting excited about this stock again, and show that some momentum is getting behind this thing. And, you know, it might be starting to take off again here. All right. So just keep an eye on that if you're trading this stock. You know, because that is the very strong resistance that I've noticed here going back to March, and that's been holding this thing back. So if we could get a break above there, you know, we might have this thing take off, and we could be looking, let's switch back over to our daily chart, and we could be looking at that 200-day moving average, like I said, around 271 there, as our next resistance point. Okay. And then we'll be looking at 343 as our next resistance after that. Okay, so those are the things to watch coming up for this stock. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.